Well, hey folks, this is Seven here. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for joining me on Farm Sim 25 on this fine, freezing February day. Indeed, it's hit -6 here this morning, so it's a bit chilly. Our local stray kitty is sleeping in his chair by the kitchen table at the moment, trying to warm his poor buns up. I didn't see him yesterday evening, so he kind of, I guess, ended up either spending the night wherever his other part of his trap line of people and houses are, or spent it somewhere, hopefully under shelter of doors. Well, that's a little better. Shiny. Hope everybody's doing well. Having themselves a good day. I've got our ever-efficient farm helper out there plowing our rice field. And as usual, although I did indicate I would prefer if he would start with the headlands, ever since the most excellent sooty farmer told me that his AI workers had decided not to do that anymore, well, of course, that gave them my email address, and they emailed my AI workers, and now they don't do the headlands first anymore either. So, you know, I'm glad we've been, promoting, well, I wouldn't call it trade, but perhaps it is, between our two fine countries, both of which have been so severely screwed over by their governments. It's all we have left. Anyway, I try not to get political on this channel, so, just say the knees are starting to get a little sore from being in a permanently bent over position. Alright, what do we got here? Let's just jump her to that. Dump that down there. Alright. Now, of course, we've still got a little bit of work to get through with that grass field. Yeah, see, he's now starting the headlands. If you look over the top of that shed, you can see the big empty square in the middle. And he's happily cruising around the outside edges. Yeah, I don't know what they've done. What I find is really odd is it didn't start happening to me. Oh, unless they... I never thought. Maybe they released the patch earlier in Britain than they did here. Huh. Or UK, Europe, whatever you want to call it. The Pondo Commonwealth. And because city's been having this problem before I was actually able to get the update. Like before it was released as far as I knew, but of course that's not necessarily the case. It may just be when it was released for Canada through Steam, right? So yeah, that could offer more variables than one might imagine. I wouldn't mind being a little squared up for this. There we go. Alright, so let us hedgerow. Man, dude's got to drive halfway back to the farm to get past the edge of it. But yeah, let's get the hedgerowing going. There you go. I was a poet, and I knew it. No do to boot it. A little piece of Canadiana for all the south of the border fans. Yeah. But the only really unfortunate thing about the brisk temperatures outside is once again we were just at a point where the horrible white fluffiness that's known as, of course, snoo is starting to get a little bit of a melt on, and then of course that's followed by a nice harsh freeze, which, well, let's just say it was a good thing I decided to go through the brief trauma that was breaking my car free of its already icy layers yesterday. So, yeah. Because today it would have been even more of a challenge. Considerably more of a challenge. I don't think there's much else out here. Oops, crap. There's a nice straight line, eh? Holy, did you hire a drunk to do your fields? So, nope. I proudly did the work myself. Yes, indeed. And it doesn't show. I mean, you know, compare this to those show-offy 90-degree corners we were seeing on those other fields. Come on. Anybody can do that. You gotta be a complete noob to do it like this. Okay, I do believe that by this point, there we are. He should be finished. So, we will now assign our friend the difficult task of doing the exact same thing. Yeah, he didn't exactly, really? If you're gonna leave it like that and go, yeah, that's good. Because, well, no, it's not. No, it's not indeed. No, we don't have it on. No, we don't. Because that wouldn't have gone well. If we'd have had it on Create Fields. Because I started a little over the edge. Just a little. Just a little. There we go. Even having to come in and do little things like this, I mean, it sure beats either doing the whole field or, like I mentioned the other day, coming back from doing something else and seeing your tractor 3 fields away still diligently plowing a 6-meter wide furrow through, well, at that point, everything you'd invested your entire farm into. Yeah, this makes that look like a walk in the park. Or, you know, in the field. Alrighty. And then there's the whole pick up them rocks thing, which I believe is probably next on the agenda. But that's a future me problem. Now we should be hopping back to the other farm pretty soon. I just wanted to get a little bit of our, you know, immediate need for getting some at-home stuff done. And then we should get back to our other interests, as it were. There we go. Whoops. Yeah. Do it. The last 2 feet. Come on. Arrgh. There you go. Look at that. Don't you feel better about things now? And after a long drive across the road, we will once again bring this up. I wonder if I start with up and down, if he'd do the headland first. No, we won't try and trick them, because that's not really fair, is it? Right? Look at that, eh? Like a boss. Hello. There you are. And away we go. So it's reaching a point where, I don't know, I think we've taken the entire concept of consumerism and commercialism just that wee hair too far. You know, even opening up the Steam homepage now when I log in to do things like, you know, get my lovely Steam version of FS25 up and running, or, you know, any of the numerous other 1,000 or so things in that particular place. It's, you know, one of the things I used to like to look at was the kind of block of games in the middle of the page that goes, you know, recently updated. Because it'll go, oh, I haven't played that in a while. Oh, yeah, look at that. They finally added a freaking map. That's what I was waiting for. And you jump back in. Now, when I opened the page today, and this isn't a today thing, this is just a trend that has been developing over recent, well, I don't know, months, shall we say, for fear of thinking it's gone this far for years. But recently updated, there were 5 games in the opening cube of games, and 4 of them, the update was a price sale. Right? They were on sale. Some for not even exactly, you know, a great sale price. Yeah. And the 5th one was an actual update. Although it was a sort of a seasonal update thing, and it just happened to be that time, right? It was one of those games that, you know, I think it was on December. So, it had turned what was used to be one of the more informational blocks on the page into just another point of sale. Now, I understand that's what they are as a platform, you know. But one of the reasons they're so successful at that as a platform is because, unlike other platforms, they did offer that kind of a complete, shall we say, experience. You know, you didn't just go there to look at the latest and greatest games and go, well, do I really spend that amount of money on, you know, 3 or 4 hours of entertainment, likely of which is broken on launch? Well, you know. Or, like I said, you could go there and find out if something you hadn't played in a while was maybe now worth playing. And that's a completely different animal. Oops. Starting to go outside the lines. Alright, now, I think we've done enough of that. Boom. And I mean, it's not at all the only example, right? You know, for a long time, my brother used to, while his kids were still in school, he'd come and go, I can't believe the subject they're teaching, you know, it's this or whatever, and they just sit around for an hour and discuss pretty strange stuff, actually. You know, and things like that. And I go, I don't know, man, whatever happened to the stuff they used to teach? I said, well, the stuff they used to teach, for one, a good portion of it was just propaganda and lies, you know. Just, you know, it's the old adage that, you know, the winner writes the history. And the other portion of it is the times, they are a-changing, you know. And, you know, you run a home ec class the way they used to run a home ec class, or woodworking or automotive class the way they used to, and, well, you'd be, you know, defunded and publicly protested and all of that. But I think more importantly, it's because the tools of education have changed. You know what I mean? Like, when we went to school, when I went to school, yes, they had schools back then, you know. You weren't allowed to use a calculator. That's like a little mini computer, okay? Except all it does is fairly basic, unless your parents were rich, fairly basic mathematics, okay? Adding, subtracting, multiplying. You weren't allowed to use one of those until you got into high school. And then only during classes you were told specifically to take out your calculators. You know, now it's, you know, you don't have to know when the, you know, whatever accord or agreement was signed. You just go, you know, oh, where's my closest device, and Google it up, or, you know, ask your happy, helpy Siri or whoever your favorite go-to yappy thing is, you know. And my advice had always been, well, you know, one of the biggest mistakes is that rather than wasting their time on a lot of the stuff that they certainly were wasting their time on, like I said, I couldn't believe some of the classes his kids were sitting through. What they need to teach kids is how do you do a proper bloody Google search. You know, if that's where they're expecting them to get their information, they should at least equip them with the skills to know when the information they're getting might actually be right. You know, because, you know, I mean, who am I to say that there might be misinformation floating around on the internet? You know, that's too novel a concept to swallow in one bite. And now, no way. You know, if his kids were still, I'd tell him, no. You know, because it doesn't work anymore. Even our search engine that basically made the internet worthy of the average person, you know, like gave it an actual use. You know, because I've been on this thing since the beginning, when all you could do is go to FTP sites and, you know, load files back and forth at a horrendously slow rate, but that's what was there. That's what it was for. It wasn't a source of entertainment or, you know, community or anything like that. Not really. You know, it was a way to convey information over long distances that didn't, well, I was going to say didn't require a phone bill, but, well, it was over phone lines, so it sort of did. But it is now, as are almost all things, almost just strictly a servant of the commercial market, you know. You look at the first, usually page or two, of results for anything you type in, and you'll see a little thing underneath that says sponsored. And it might not, you know, really trigger much in the way of red flags, but it doesn't mean that the information is, you know, sponsored by some group that knows what they're doing. What it means is some company has paid to be listed with certain keywords. You know, you want to know how long ravens live, and you type that in, and you find a thing that'll sell you books on bird watching and sell you backpacks, and do you know what I mean? But, or they might not have anything even like that. You know, they'll post some other fragment of a search result that has something to do with it, and then give a link to a website that has nothing to do with it, you know. And literally, there's pages of that. So if you were to look at the first thing that came up and go, well, that must be because it's first, it must be the popular or correct answer. Oh man, are you ever barking up the wrong tree? So, I don't know. You know, it's just, wow. From the time we get up in the morning till the time we go to bed at night, we're just kind of bombarded with this whole, you know, advertisement deluge. Not to mention what it's doing to streaming services and stuff like that. Like, I've been a member of Amazon's Prime for, I don't know, going on a decade now. And I have finally decided to not bother this when it expires this time. So, you know. And the reason is, you know, they used to be kind of okay. I mean, yeah, they were a big corporation and they've done the usual hideous big corporation things. But as an actual customer, you usually didn't get treated too badly, you know. But they've suddenly, as many corporations have, got it into their heads that contracts are only for the person on this side of the signing table. Right? You know. And sure, you could attempt to legally stop us from changing a contract we both signed, but here's our 9 buses of lawyers. And you hired who? Oh, I'm sorry, who? Yeah. You know what I mean? So you can't really do anything when, you know, companies like that do stuff like go, well, yeah, we know you just signed up for a year of Prime, and that comes with a year of commercial-free Prime Video, but we've decided to start running ads, and if you want that year of free of Prime Video to still be ad-free, it's going to cost you an extra $3 a month. Not at the end of your contract, right now. Like, but, you know, if I violate your contract, you will not only remove my membership, but likely seek prosecution, you know. And of course, the worst of it is more than likely, had you actually read the 30-page EULA that comes with signing up with them, there's probably a clause in there that pretty much says, hey, we can do what we want. We're big, you're little, shut up and take it. Probably. You know, I would have if I was them. So yeah, it's you know. Oh, so what are you gonna do? Start buying crap from Temu? No, I'm not actually. If I require something I can't get in town, I'll try and get it from the website of the actual person that builds it, supplies it, whatever the case may be, right? So, it's going to make things more difficult, and I will have to pay for shipping, and those sort of inconveniences that, quite frankly, are, you know, in the long run, less money. Okay, this is not working. Oh, it's just really not working. Da 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 da. I didn't know that was even actually possible. No, we're stuck with it. It should come off of there. Oh, giants, your physics is just extraordinary. Oh, are you serious, man? No, it's, there we go. Look at that. Easy peasy. Oh, man. There we go. Well, that's what you get for not being far enough over into the side, you know? Yeah, I think what the problem is that's just too fat to be used with other gear. So let's see if maybe this wouldn't be a better fit. It's like half as wide. No. Too much of an angle coming in there. There we go. And then we'll give you a room of your own. Seeing as you don't want to play nice with others and you want to look ridiculous and that sort of thing, fine. You can sit here with all your friends. Yeah, I know, I'm a gear hoarder. I wouldn't need so many spaces if I didn't have so much junk. Alright. So there we go. I guess we know what's next here, right? Okay. Ew. Go. Let's get you over. I mean, they're still doing the whole job, right? You know, a little rough on the edges, but I'm a little rough around the edges too, so I don't care. Alright. Now, this is a job. And I'm going to, as usual, place you exactly where I think you need to be. Alright. I am now going to issue you specific instructions. Yes. Yes, I want you to work the headlands. I want you to start with the headlands and skip 0 lines. Okay. And away you go. Yep. That's what I like to see. Just screw you. Who do you think you are, the boss? Well, you know. Yeah. If the, no, where was it I actually started this? Ah, here we go. Are we on auto spit? No, we're not yet. We are now. There we go. Awesome. Alright, let's continue on. We're down to a half a roll of bale net here. Oh well, I think we'll make it. But I do believe also, people, that this is probably a good time to call the episode. Now, I don't know if I'll pick the rest of this up off screen or... well, probably. But if not, then we will at least be picking up the bales next time around. So, hope you enjoyed. If you did, you know what to do. Please hit that like button. And comments about the channel, the video, the general commentary, whatever you like down below. Look forward to them. Have yourselves a great day, folks. Take care of each other, and ciao for now.